Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. China's President Xi Jinping has warned that foreign powers will get their heads bashed if they attempt to bully or influence the country. Mr. Xi delivered a defiant speech at an event marking the centenary of the ruling Communist Party. He also said Beijing would not allow sanctimonious preaching, in remarks widely seen as directed at the United States. It comes as China faces criticism over alleged human rights abuses and its crackdown in Hong Kong. Relations between the United States and China have worsened in recent times over trade, espionage and the pandemic. Hundreds of sudden deaths, many of them suspected of being heat-related, have been reported during Canada's record-breaking heatwave. Some 486 fatalities were recorded over the past 5 days in British Columbia alone, a 195% increase on the usual amount over that period. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau offered condolences to the families of the victims, many of whom were elderly. The highest temperature ever in Canada of 49.6 degrees was recorded earlier this week, and abnormally high temperatures have been recorded all across North America. Accusers have spoken of their shock and anger after Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction was overturned.
I want everyone to know that I do believe that this was a very important fight.
Attorney Gloria Allred, who represents 33 women who have accused Mr. Cosby over various crimes, said the court's decision could deter women from coming forward in the future. The former TV personality appeared frail but smiled as he was flanked by his family outside his home. It's after his conviction for drugging and molesting an ex-basketball player was overturned due to a legal technicality. The rescue mission at the Miami apartment complex that collapsed last week has been paused following worries the rest of the building could collapse. The pause comes as South Florida braces for a potential tropical storm and as the building is visited by President Joe Biden. So far, 18 bodies have been found in the rescue effort and 145 people remain missing. Last night, rescuers found the bodies of 2 sisters in the rubble, Lucia and Emma Guara. Their parents also did not survive. South Africa's top court has reaffirmed an earlier ruling that President Cyril Ramaphosa did not deliberately mislead lawmakers about donations to his 2017 campaign to lead the ruling party.
Deliberate or inadvertent misleading.
The public protector, an anti-graft watchdog, had been unhappy with last year's ruling by the High Court, which found that Mr. Ramaphosa did not intentionally mislead Parliament about fundraising and donations. South Africa is urging total restraint from security forces in neighbouring Eswatini, where activists say 8 people have been killed during protests. The small landlocked nation is the last absolute monarchy in Africa, and pro-democracy demonstrators are demanding political reform. The internet has been shut off and a curfew imposed in the country where King Mswati III, who came to the throne 35 years ago, rules by decree. The government has denied that the king fled to South Africa on Monday night, when protests intensified earlier this week. Afghanistan's counter-narcotic authorities have destroyed 67 tons of illegal drugs that have been seized in the capital. The confiscated substances included opium, hashish, chemicals used to process opium into heroin, and illegal alcohol. Representatives of the government and UN Office on Drugs and Crimes attended the incineration in Kabul. Afghanistan has long been the world's leading supplier of opium, providing about 90% of global output. A US judge has denied Britney Spears' request to remove her father from his role overseeing her conservatorship. The pop star's lawyer asked a Los Angeles court to end the father's control of her estate in November last year. They said the star was afraid of her father and wanted him removed as her sole conservator, a role he has carried out since 2008. And finally, the Dukes of Cambridge and Sussex have reunited to unveil a statue of their mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, on what would have been her 60th birthday. The event is William and Harry's first appearance together since the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral and comes at a time when the brothers are supposed to be on less than friendly terms. The statue will stand in Kensington Palace's Sunken Garden in London. At the time it was commissioned, they said they hoped it would help visitors to the palace reflect on her life and her legacy. And that's your international news around the world in 5. And now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.